Okay, so we a very nice location, and do I want to do a bit of a trauma dump? And it is about my mum, and I don't usually like to make things public, but it feels like the relationship is just going down and down and down and downhill. Like my whole life, my relationship with my mother is not good, and it was good up until like what, around 12 years, until I was 12 years old, maybe 14 years old, but then declined. Now, why did it decline? Probably declined because of my father, who I never had one. I had one till like I was around 2 years old, and then my real father, I think either he left or my mum left him. And I had a stepfather, Eddie Edmundas, who was nice up until I was around 12 years old. I think things started going downhill when my mum brought me here to UK, and basically it just went downhill. Fucking hell, there was violence in the household. There was two families living in the same house. Let me just paint a picture for you. So it was me, my mum, my mum's boyfriend, and then my mum, my ex-father, my ex-stepdad, my ex-stepdad's girlfriend, and my ex-stepdad's girlfriend's son. What the fuck's that? Who does that? It was twisted. I saw fights between the two families, as you would, living together like that. Or who the fuck does that? Lunatics do, that's who. Anyway, today I walked out of my mum's home, or she told me to leave. I don't know which one comes first. Doesn't really matter. But basically, around a month ago, we were actually on good terms again. I walked out on her before, and I don't enjoy doing it because it's not pleasant. You're walking out of your mum. You're walking out away from your mother. A month ago or so, I was going to go and buy this bike, actually. And that was in Wolverhampton, so it was going to be a day trip. And I said to my mum, "Do you want to help me? I'll pay for the fuel and stuff." So my mum booked a day off work, or rescheduled it, because she does have jobs. And obviously I appreciate that. Like, I don't expect things like this, but we used to do things like this before. It's like do some day trips when I'm buying something that's far away. I remember last time we did that, I was around 18. We bought a guitar, and it was collect in person kind of thing. That time was lovely. Oh no, this was going to be the second bike that she was helping me. So actually, around 3 months ago, I bought my first e-bike, the Decathlon EST 900, and that was a lovely day, actually. Yeah, we had a very nice time together. Yeah, that was a lovely day. That was a good day trip. We had a meal together. We spoke all day, played music, played old-fashioned music, old-fashioned like 90s music, because we grew up to that. But when it came to buying this second bike, I was saying, "Mum, do you want to go do another day trip together? I'll pay for the fuel and stuff. I'll pay for the dinner." So it's not like I'm asking her to lose out on anything, because I was going to pay her, obviously, like for the expenses for the fuel and pay her food, and because it's going to be a nice time. We're going to have a nice time together. But it wasn't a nice time because it never happened, because the seller had to reschedule his hours. The shock, the horror, right? So we were gonna meet up with the seller around, I think, 8 o'clock. No, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. The seller messages me, "Oh, could we do maybe 2 o'clock?" So me and my mum already agreed at 6 p.m. The seller messages me, "Can we do actually 2 o'clock? Because my wife's got she's pregnant and she's got an appointment to check out her baby." And okay, so I messaged my mum. I said, "Mum, the seller wants to reschedule the time. Can we do 2 o'clock? And she overreacted, as she usually does. And she was like, "Tom, that's nonsense. We can't do that. I already booked time off work. It's impossible, nonsense." and just like her typical overreaction. And I said, okay, mum, relax, we're all just people, no problem. I'm going to call my dentist, I'm going to reschedule, because I rescheduled my dentist for another day. I think that same day I was going to have a dentist appointment at 12 o'clock, but since we can't make that, I had to cancel it and move it to another day. Anyway, I cancelled that. I spoke to the seller. I said, no, we can't do that. But my mum calls me, and on the phone call, she does this thing where when she doesn't like something, she will scream out to me, Tom, don't raise your voice at me. Don't raise your voice at me, in that fucking aggressive tone. And it's like, can you relax a bit? No one's raising their voice. You're just reacting to something because you don't like what you're hearing. Just relax. We're all human. The guy just was trying to see if we can do another hour. But she does that thing where she screams to me, don't raise your voice at me. And she's done this before. And last time she did this, I got out the car in the middle of the street. I think we were on red lights. And I walked out of the car because, I don't know, I think I remember this one as well. We were going to go see we were going to go at the cinema. And I said to her, Mum, why don't we just park at North Greenwich? They have loads of car parking, but she wanted to park like 20 minutes away and get a bus to North Greenwich. But she does this thing. Again, if she doesn't know the answer, she won't tell me. She will just pretend that there's a reason. And I say, so I was asking her, so Mum, why can't we just park there? And she was like, don't ask questions. And then she's done that thing again. Don't raise your voice at me. So we were living in an aggressive household as it was when I was around, what, 16, 18? And then I had to put up with it more till I was around 24. That aggressive, fucking hell. I had to live with that aggression. And I just seen it again when I told her at her home. So basically, when my mum did that, when I was picking this bike up, not picking this bike up, when we were planning to pick that bike up the next day, and then my mum said, don't raise your voice at me, because the seller wanted to reschedule the hours. So when she said that, I just put the phone down, because I can feel the aggression building, and I told her, Mum, I don't need to be around aggressive people or aggression. I lived with that when we were in the household with two families. That is gone from me. We no longer live together. My mum and me doesn't live together anymore. So I'm away from that, and I push away any aggressive or horrible people away from my life. I don't need to associate with them. And to be honest, Mum, I don't care if you're my mum. I don't think just because you're my mum, you have the right to treat me with aggression. I don't care if you're my mum or my father, whoever you are. I don't think anyone, I don't want to deal with it. Okay, sure. No, you have the right to do what the hell you want, but expect consequences. I visit my mum maybe like, what, once every 3 months, and it's less and less and less and less and less, because every time I'm there, I go in the house with tension, knowing that I'm there for her, and to make her feel good, to make her feel like she's loved. Because I do love her. Do I? I don't even know anymore. She doesn't bring me joy. She doesn't bring me joy in life. She doesn't, well, that day trip that we had buying the first bike, that was lovely. And the other times that we have a nice time together is when I take her out to the theater, for example. That is something that I planned for her birthday, for my birthday. We have these day outs, and it's lovely like that. So we plan some theater trips, and we laugh and have dinner. Those are wonderful times. So that is nice, yeah. But I don't feel much attachment to my mum because, I don't know. It's messy. So yeah, but basically what happened today was, so around a week ago, after not speaking to each other for like a month, after I dropped the phone call, my mum messages me, Tom, let's talk, let's put the past behind us. We both did bad things, even though I just reacted to her action, to her aggression. And I said to her, Mum, sure, no problem. I can come. I can visit you. But if you're going to show any signs of aggression, if you're going to tell me, don't raise your voice at me, I'm going to be straight out the door. And she was like, well, don't give me a reason to say, don't raise your voice at me. But I was trying to understand in my head. So wait a minute, what was my reason? So because I said she's being rude, I said, I don't need this rudeness in my life. I don't need this rudeness. She called me and she was like, Tom, this is nonsense. We can't do that. We can't reschedule the hours. Don't you know that? And I said, yes, Mum, relax. I understand it, but we're just human beings. This guy is just trying to see if we can reschedule around the hours to fit around him. That's normal. People want that. And I said, don't worry, it's fine. I'm going to call my dentist. I'm going to cancel it. We're going to reschedule to... No, we're going to keep the schedule as it was. I called up the seller as well. I said, no, we can't do that. We can't reschedule it. But she did that voice still to me. Because I think she thinks like that I was trying to explain myself, which is apparently illegal, right? So, and she done that thing that, don't raise your voice at me. And when I hear that, I'm just like, I just drop the phone call because there's no point. If I feel that aggression, there's no point to continue that conversation because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So, after that phone call, a week ago, she wants to reconcile. And it was very nice, the messages that she sent. She said, let's put the past behind us. And she was trying to be positive, which is very nice. And I was actually looking forward to today, to cycling to hers. Actually, I worked today till, what, is it, around 5 o'clock? So I got home at 6 o'clock and I left straight away, basically, to cycle to hers. As you can see, I'm cycling home now because I just left my mum's. With no positive outcome because it was a nice start. She made me some food and we were at the table. Start off with small chit chat, which was lovely. But then she was like, so about what happened. She brought up the subject about the conversation. She was like, so let's move on from this. And we had a misunderstanding. And so basically we got into the conversation and I said, okay, Mum, if you want to talk about it, I'll explain to you what happened. Now, in a way, she tried to deflect it, I suppose. And she said, Tom, no, I don't want to talk about it, but she brought up the subject. So like she's trying to explain herself, I suppose. So I thought I would explain myself to her as well. I said, okay, well, it's basically exactly what I told you guys. Whatever I'm going to do with this video, maybe I'll upload it because why not? Like, this relationship ain't going anywhere with my mum anyway. But yeah, as I was telling her, basically, Mum, like, if you tell me, don't raise your voice at me, and I see that aggression building, I'm going to be straight out the door. Like, today, I don't need to be here. I'm here for you. I'm not here because it makes me happy. I'm here because I'm trying to make you happy. Because I want to be here for you. But as I was saying this, she was saying to me, so you come here and you try to educate me. And I could see that aggression building in her again, like, and she was like, oh, that smile. So you're here trying to educate me. And I just felt like it's just not going anywhere. Like, so I was like, okay, Mum, even now, you're getting angry, whilst I'm just trying to explain myself how you make me feel. And I was telling her, Mum, there's a reason why I'm here less and less and less. I visit you now, what, maybe once every 3 months? Less and less and less. There's a reason for that, because every time I'm here with tension. Fucking hell, oh my God, I remember when I was here with my wife, Carolina, and I don't even want to talk about that. There were points in that where it made me feel like shit, and I don't want to talk about that. But basically, she ended up in tears, my mum, and she was like, so you don't care? So you just don't care? And I said, you know what, I don't. And when I was responding to that, I don't care about the situation. I'm done. Basically, like, I think you need to hear this, because I never say it to her face, really. Because like every time we meet up, it's in good spirit. We're here because I'm her son. She's my mum. We mean well, I suppose. But I think it's time that she knew how I feel. Like I don't want to be there. I don't feel like I'm happy like whenever I'm there. So what's the point? So I said to her in person, so if I make you feel the way you feel by defining, like you say, don't raise your voice at me, and then I feel shit, and then she feels shit, what's the point? Why are we here trying to pretend we're a happy family? We're not. What's the point? And then there was a point where she was looking at me and she was saying, so Tom, what do you want? What do you want from me? I said, what did I say? I think you just need to listen. I'm just letting you know how you make me feel. I feel there's aggression in you, and it'd be nice if you just realize that at least. Because she's a deflector completely. She is not one for accepting problems in yourself. She does sometimes, actually. There were moments in our life where I believe she accepted some things, some issues. I did say to her as well, maybe I'm the one with the problem. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this is all in my head. I don't know. Yeah. So I said to her, yeah, we can continue this cycle that we're doing, where we move on and then I come visit again. But if you get aggressive, I'm right out the door. I don't need to put up with it. I don't need to stay tense. Like on Christmas, I stayed tense for the 2 days that we were there. I mean, it wasn't long. It was just 2 days. But that means I had to put up with that tension and just feel that aggression. Like, are they going to say something fucked up? So she was all teary-eyed, and she was like, so you don't care how you make me feel? So it's like, so wait a minute. I'm telling you how you make me feel, but I'm the bad one because I made you feel bad because I told you how you make me feel. Okay. So I said, Mum, I don't need to be here. I can just leave. So she said, well, just go then. Go cycle home. As I am right now. So I'm cycling home with no fucking parents. I never met my real dad. No stepdad. And now basically no mum either because I don't feel it. Fun, huh? No brothers, no sisters. But yeah, blood is so important, isn't it? Thank God I got a beautiful, wonderful wife. And to be honest, that's all I need. Got a few close friends. I don't need hundreds of friends. No, thank you. Close ones are the most important ones. I'd rather share my life with just 1 or 2, close friends, rather than hundreds of fake ones. But yeah, all I need in my life is my wonderful Carolita. Bonita, preciosa. To be honest, I get on with her parents much better than I do with my mum. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that she's got an amazing family. I'm very thankful for her. And I'm happy for her. Yeah, a bit of a different video to what I usually make. I don't usually trauma dump. Yeah, peace out, guys. Take care.